Hello and welcome to week 10 of the Banged Up Podcast. Lee here with the IDP show. So thankful to have you here for another Saturday as we look towards a great week of football. Wanted to take a minute to recognize all the veterans out there. Thank you so much for your sacrifice and your selflessness as we talk about some injuries on this Veterans Day. So thank you all so much. I wish everyone the best this week as we gear up towards the thick of the season, lined with playoff implications. Let's keep that train rolling as we jump into the IR updates. A couple of Giants quarterbacks added to the IR on offense. Tyrod Taylor, it's not going to be an NFL season until Tyrod Taylor deals with some rib issues. That being said, he's out for the next 4 weeks at least. Daniel Jones was added to the IR after a torn ACL last week. Unfortunately for Giants fans, he does have the potential to return at the start of the 2024 season. Vikings running back Cam Akers tore his Achilles. It's round 2 for him. Last time it took him 6 months, but the average is 9 to 12 months. So we'll see what his timeline looks like this winter. Dallas Goedert, Philadelphia Eagles tight end, unsure of where he broke his forearm exactly. However, he's having surgery. The expected recovery time for the Eagles is 4 weeks. Sounds a bit on the early side, so we'll learn some more in December. IR updates on defense. Nakobe Dean on IR with the Lisfranc Frank injury. There are bones in the middle of your foot that can be broken, or there are ligaments that can be torn. Either one that's kind of deemed as a Lisfranc injury. Recovery can be anywhere from a few months to up to a year, so depending on the severity is how long he's going to be out for. Cole Holcomb, linebacker for the Steelers, has been ruled out for the season after what's being called a severe knee injury. There's not necessarily anything coming out that says what it is. However, usually that means it's some sort of torn ligament or multi-ligament injury, so expect to be without Cole Holcomb for the rest of the year. Out on offense, we'll start off with Emari Demercado, running back for the Cardinals. Hasn't practiced all week due to a turf toe injury, and usually there's a 2 to 3 week timeline for return for this type of injury, but with James Conner coming back, the relevance could slowly start to fade. Dameon Pierce, Texans running back, will miss his 2nd week in a row with the ankle injury. Hasn't practiced all week, so there's a potential to miss a 3rd next week. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, limited to start off, but was ruled out by Thursday with a hamstring issue, which is never a good sign for the following week. Don't be surprised if this becomes a multi-week absence. Nico Collins, Texans wide receiver, dealing with the calf issue. He tried to practice to start off the week, but was downgraded to out during the middle of the week. He's going to miss this game, potential to miss next week as well. We'll have to see how practices go. Zay Jones for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Knee injury still bothering him. He couldn't come back after a bye week. He's going to miss his 4th game in a row. Reports do say a return is close as he was limited all week. Until they fully clear him, I'm going to keep him on the bench, and that's just what it is. And lastly, out on offense, Treylon Burks couldn't pass concussion protocol. He's going to miss week 10. Only a couple outs on defense. We'll start off with Sam Hubbard, edge for the Bengals. He was ruled out early this week due to an ankle injury, which unfortunately means it's something to monitor for next week. Henry To'o, Texans linebacker, couldn't pass concussion protocol. He's going to miss this week. And lastly, out on defense, Minkah Fitzpatrick, still dealing with a hamstring injury that's plagued him for a couple weeks. He couldn't practice at all this week, so potential for a multi-week absence incoming. The only doubtful for this week is linebacker for the Packers, Quay Walker, dealing with a groin issue. He didn't practice at all this week, so plan on being without Big Quay. Questionables on offense, we'll start off with James Conner, Cardinals running back, looking to return from IR with a knee injury. Sounds like he's going to play, but I'm going to hold off on the first game back. He was limited, so he's clearly not 100% and could likely see limited snaps during the game. Ravens running back Keaton Mitchell picked up a hamstring in practice, but returned back to full, so there should be nothing to fear there. Cardinals wide receiver Michael Wilson, limited all week due to a shoulder injury, but it's looking likely he's going to play after missing last week. With Kyler coming back, there could be a boost there. I haven't read any reports that Michael Wilson is in danger of missing, so he should be an okay flex option if you need him. Bills wide receiver Stefon Diggs, dealing with some back soreness. He's the Monday night game, and being questionable for that isn't fun. However, it sounds like he is just dealing with some soreness. He's been limited all week, and if that continues, there shouldn't be any problem playing Diggs come Monday. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase, he's dealing with some bruising as he landed pretty hard after going after a ball last week. That can be really painful and can affect anything from explosion to cutting to just running in a straight line. He didn't practice to start off the week, but did finish the week limited. Zach Taylor didn't say for sure he was going to play. However, I do think that a decent pain management plan is in play, and if he gets any of Michael's secret stuff, he is likely to be out there. However, do make sure to pay attention to the reports before game time, as something could change over the weekend. Colts wide receiver Josh Downs hasn't practiced all week with a knee injury, so I'm going to stay away from him regardless if he plays. Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson said this week he isn't going to step on the field until he feels 100%. Chasing the bag in a contract year with Kirk Cousins out, and the Vikings are ass, so there's not much to go out there and play for and risk further injury. I think we see JJ sit another week at least. However, if he does play, it is Justin Jefferson, so you play him if he's active. Patriots wide receiver Demario Douglas, dealing with the ankle injury. He's the 9:30 game and a decent flex option at best. Snaps likely coming in limited. I'm going to look elsewhere this week, especially if you're going to sleep in and miss that game because it's a snooze fest. Lastly, on offense, TJ Hockenson, Vikings tight end, dealing with some rib soreness. He was limited all week. Right now, he's on track to play, and there's nothing to suggest that he's going to miss. He should be good to go for week 10, barring anything over the weekend. The good news is that he is the 1 o'clock game, so you do have some time to pivot if you need to. Over on defense, questionable for this week, Javon Hargrave for the 49ers picked up a knee injury in practice and he's been limited. Currently nothing to say that he's going to miss, so you should have Javon Hargrave if you need him. Azeez Ojulari designated a return from IR for the Giants, but don't let him rip right off the bat. Give him a week to see how he does if he does play. Terrell Bernard, Buffalo Bills linebackers looking to pass concussion protocol. Pay attention to the reports if you need him. He's a Monday night game, so I'm not going to take that risk personally. I'm going to skip on Terrell Bernard. Colts linebacker Zaire Franklin finished the week full after dealing with a knee injury, so fire up your boy Zaire Franklin. Pats linebacker Jawan Bentley was limited all week with a hamstring injury. He's yet to miss a game while dealing with it. I expect more of the same this week, so he should have that same production as he's had the last few weeks. Seahawks linebacker Jordan Brooks finished the week in full after dealing with a hamstring injury, so he should be good to go if you need him. Bills safety Micah Hyde hasn't practiced all week with a neck injury ahead of a Monday night game. It doesn't sound great so far, so I'm going to find a replacement for this week. Packers safety Rudy Ford questionable all week with a calf injury. There's nothing to suggest that he's going to miss, so he should be available if you need him. Jaguar safety Andre Sisco, coming off a multi-week absence with a hamstring injury and was limited all week this week. I'm going to keep him sidelined until he proves he's valuable. And lastly, Raiders quarterback Marcus Peters didn't practice to start off the week, but the 8-year vet did finish out the week limited. Likely going to pop a couple glucosamine tablets and give her a go. And to round it out in our good to go segment, Kyler Murray for the Cardinals. No injury designation as he practiced in full. He's going to make his first start this week. That's it for week 10. Thank you so much for listening in. Please take a moment to subscribe to the IDP Show YouTube channel as we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. That would mean the absolute world to us. And if you're already on YouTube but want to dabble in some podcast action, head over to theidpshow.com and subscribe to the Substack over there. They'll send you all their content from the great IDP contributors that we have straight to your email, so you don't want to miss out on that. We're also on Twitter at the IDP Show. I'm there as well at _LeazyDoesIt. Best of luck this week. Go fight, win, and I'll see you right back here in week 11.